Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert Camo, the Fantasy Football Counselor. We are doing a fantasy football mock draft with you guys, the listeners. I'm super excited. We are here on Fantrax. Now, Fantrax is the place, guys, to do your year-long leagues. Totally customizable in-league polls, guys. You can make it customizable to your leagues. 2-quarterback league. If you want to increase the volume of your tight ends, you want them to be worth more, you can do that. You can do anything you pretty much want, literally under the sun here on Fantrax.com that you couldn't really do on your other platforms. Another cool thing is you can take your current platforms that you're using, whether it be the 4-letter network ones, whatever, and you can transfer over the data over to Fantrax, okay? You guys are going to have an amazing experience here. This is the site I use for year-long, fantrax.com/FFC. Go create an account right now and host your year-long right here. Now, today we're doing a mock draft, everybody. We're doing a mock draft with the listeners. As you can see, everybody's in here. A couple people forgot to change their name here. Mock drafter 3 or 4. That's okay. I know the league is full because so many people wanted to get in. We got Fantasy Guru, Ray Finkel, Weapon X, GSP. Is that George St. Pierre, the MMA fighter? Who knows anymore, right? Got lots of people following me. Amazing stuff, guys. We're going to be drafting from the 9th position. Council Nation is. We are drafting 9th, everybody. So I love that position. Sorry, I think we're actually going 8th, and I haven't even changed my name. So I haven't changed my name, but we are actually in the 8th position. See, I'm telling you guys to change your name, and I haven't even changed your name. So let me see if I could even do that from here. Probably not, because I should have done that before. Either way, guys, listen, we are mock drafter number 8 right there. I like to keep I like to hide my identity sometimes. Okay, so let me let everybody know I am going 8th, so everybody knows here in the league. So we're drafting for the 8th position. I'm going to run you through the first 5 rounds, everybody. The first 5 rounds of this. Now, understand, guys, it's a strategy that I will be using in reality. So what you see me do in the first 5 rounds, I will do in reality. Now, here's the kicker here. The problem is going to be these guys know my strategy, so they're going to take all my running backs early. So the strategy may not go as I want, so I got to improvise here. So it's going to be exciting. I got to do things on the fly. Now, I'm going 8th, so I may get a solid running back that I want, but these guys, if they listen to my stuff, they're going robust RB. Also, before we get into this, guys, smash thumbs up, helps the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the first 5 rounds here, and also get the 16-round draft solution if you guys want the full scope of everything that I do, guys. 16-round draft solution link below. And finally, guys, we're going to get started here in 3 seconds. Make sure you go to manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. You can get amazing products to groom and stay groomed throughout the entire season, right? The fantasy football season. You don't want to go to your draft ungroomed. Manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. Save yourself 20%. Get the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. They got the 4.0 amazing products. But remember, Manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. We are underway, guys. Here we go. Now, if you're in the car, I'm going to be walking you through this, obviously, and be walking you through which players went in each of these 5 rounds. Again, if you want the full scope of everything, I walk you through full mock drafts, every player that I would pick, all the auto players, the 16 rounds will help you, okay? But here, we're going to do a quick 5-rounder with the listeners and have some fun here, okay? So, coming off the board, we see Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry coming off the board very early, followed by Dalvin Cook. And a few more dollars is up next. So a few more dollars is waiting on his pick. Najee Harris, number 4, very interesting. Now, a lot of people are skeptical about Najee Harris. You shouldn't be. This guy is young, dynamic. He's powerful. He can catch the ball. And the cool thing is, guys, he's going to get the volume. And the thing is, there's nobody else there who's going to take the volume, right? Last year, the mainstream told you Clyde Edwards-Helaire, top 6 pick, right? And he busted. This is something to get hyped about, but they're not getting hyped up as much about Najee as they were about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I think Najee is more exciting. So as you can see, guys, all of the running backs I like are gone. I like Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to go with Cam Akers here simply because I think that he could literally be the guy there with the Rams. I mean, I'm just going to go with him based on what McVay. I don't really trust coaches, but McVay said he's going to be the guy. I'm going to bank on that, okay? So first round here, we're moving pretty quick here. McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, Zeke Elliott, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Cam Akers, Nick Chubb, Devontae Adams, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Kelce. Then starting off the second round, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs, Stephon Diggs. So literally, guys, all of the good running backs are gone. Like literally. So I'm going to take a look quickly at the wide receivers here. And man, oh man, oh man, they're all gone. I got 26 seconds to make a pick here. It's tough. I mean, if I want to go running back, I could go Montgomery, but I think he's going to come back. There's no running backs here because, again, these guys went robust RB. James Robinson could get that volume. Let's go wide receiver here. Let's go Calvin Ridley here. I'm going to go Calvin Ridley because Matt Ryan throws a lot. There's no Julio Jones. Kyle Pitts is going to be there to get some volume. But I went Calvin Ridley, and I think Montgomery could fall back, coming back. Literally, guys, there is no running backs. Because, again, I'm drafting against People Council Nation. So, second round here. Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs, Stephon Diggs, and Calvin Ridley coming off the board. Now, Calvin Ridley could be boom or bust. A lot of his success could be predicated on the fact that Julio Jones was there and he was getting a lot of that volume. Now, last year, Julio Jones was hurt a lot of the season, right? And Calvin still thrived. He's got to be very touchdown dependent, but I'm going to go for him based on volume and opportunity there. Matt Ryan likes to throw a lot and looking for a bounce back year, okay? So I went with Calvin Ridley on the 5th pick coming back. Again, we were drafting 8th for the people who aren't watching and are listening from the car. We went Cam Akers, Calvin Ridley. And again, now Calvin Ridley off the board, Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson coming off next. Now, a lot of people know how I feel about Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is not a guy that I trust. Now, he could have a boom year, especially in PPR, but last year people drafted him, early second, late first, and he was a backup his entire career. There's something to be said about backups. They're backups for a reason, right? And that's the thing. Years to wow, we're not wow. Same thing was said about Drake last year. I warned you against him, and Drake busted as well because he was a backup in Miami. People thought he was going to be the starter in Arizona. Not the case, guys. So you got to be careful, okay? That's why I like Josh Jacobs this year because I don't feel Kenyon Drake is a huge threat because he's not good. Raiders are going to utilize Jacobs, and I think he's being undervalued this year as well, okay? So Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs, Stephon Diggs, Calvin Ridley, Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, then Joe Mixon coming off the board, followed by DeAndre Hopkins, and then James Robinson. Again, James Robinson, second to last pick here in the second round. Here's the deal. I think he's still going to get the start. I think Travis Etienne is going to be a thorn in the side. I think he's going to get integrated. I think he's going to be involved in the passing game. But I don't see any reason why James Robinson should lose that starting job unless Etienne comes in and absolutely tears it up and embarrasses James Robinson. But James Robinson proved to us that he can be the guy. So it bothers me that, Etienne was drafted so early by Jacksonville, but I guess they've got some sort of, idea in their mind. Maybe they want that comfort for Trevor Lawrence. I don't know, but James Robinson should, theoretically be the starter, and it's such a waste of great talent to have him sitting behind Etienne. But as of right now, I still think he's going to be a 2-down back with some upside on some 3, but who knows, right? There's so much uncertainty around that offense. That's why I'm a little skeptical about James Robinson, but I think he's good value. And again, we're drafting against Council Nation. I think he's going to fall a little bit later in other people's mock drafts. Okay, he's going to be immense value. Okay. And then Pat Mahomes coming off the board very early here for a quarterback, considering there's so much depth at quarterback. And I talked about this in the 16-round draft solution. So much depth, guys. I can get Justin Herbert round 5. I get Russell Wilson. There's so many other guys I can get. You can get Ryan Tannehill for free. He's primed for a huge season with the receivers that he's got, okay? And he's been solid. And then DK Metcalf to round out round 2. Moving on to round 3, George Kittle for people in the car and are just listening. YouTube, you can obviously see George Kittle, very early for a tight end here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, A.J. Brown here, and then Miles Sanders. I don't trust Miles Sanders as far as I can throw him, and I don't really trust the Eagles if you ask me as well, okay? Looking at running backs, it's very slim and trim here. You can make a case for Michael Carter getting that starting job. I also like Javonte Williams. I might roll the dice and go Michael Carter and Javonte Williams here back-to-back. I mean, why not? I'll tell you why. Now, Michael Carter, who knows? The Jets I don't trust, but he is slated to be the starter there. There's no other running back with the Jets that could get that starting job. And you look at a guy like Javonte Williams, Broncos brought in a guy that's going to be the workhorse back. Melvin Gordon is not the long-term solution. They're looking for the franchise guy. Javonte Williams can be that. So I'm not scared here to go and reach on these guys and load up on my running backs because I literally missed out on my running backs here. So it is a mock draft. I mean, I'm going against guys that draft like me, right? So it's very tough. Now, where is Michael Carter here? I lost him. I can't even read. Let's go here. Carter, running out of time here. I'm going to roll the dice here and say, what the hell? I mean, why not? Why not? Let's have some fun here. I mean, it's a huge reach, but what else could I have done? I could have gone tight end here. I could have gone Mark Andrews, which is safe, TJ Hawkins. And then hear me out here. Now, a lot of people are going to criticize me. Joe, Michael Carter, round 3. I know it's a total reach, and the guy could completely bust. I get it. But my other options are Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkins for best player. Look at that wide receiver. I know there's a ton of depth at wide receiver. I could have easily went Keenan Allen, any of these guys. But, guys, there's so much depth at wide receiver. I explained this in 16 rounds, okay? Deontay Johnson's a wide receiver 1. Cooper Kupp, I can get later. Who else is there here? I like DJ Chark, Robbie Anderson, wide receiver 1, Cortland Sutton, wide receiver 1. I can get Michael Pittman's technically a wide receiver 1. I'm just going really down the hill. Jamar Chase could be the wide receiver 1. T. Higgins could be the wide receiver 1. There's so much depth here. And, I could go David Montgomery here, which is more safe. I understand, but I might get him on the turn here. So, yes, I reached. I know. I'm just having fun here. Yeah, it is a reach, guys. I know. In real mock drafts, guys, in real drafts, Michael Carter will fall super late. So, again, guys, I'm having fun. And remember, I'm drafting against people that draft like me. So, all the running backs were gone, okay? A lot of the good running backs, workhorses, were gone. Yes, it's a reach, so do not rip me in the comments. And do not come back to me and say, Michael Carter busted, Joe. You went with him in the 3rd round. This is a mock draft. I'm having fun. All right, guys? He's going to go later in reality mock draft. So disclaimer, guys, okay? All right, let's keep going here. Because the thing is, sometimes I'll say, I like this player. I like him as ADP in the 6th round, which I do. You can get Carter 5th, 6th, 7th round, right? And people say, well, you told me to draft him in the 1st round. No, I did not. I did not say draft him in the 1st round, okay? So let's keep moving along here. So let's see what other running back I'm going to get. Let's go 3rd round here. George Kittle, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, A.J. Brown, Mike Sanders, Justin Jefferson, Darren Waller, Michael Thomas, Michael Carter, J.K. Dobbins, Keenan Allen, Chris Carson, David Montgomery. And I'll tell everybody, yes, I reached on Carter. You have to watch the podcast after. All right. Carter over Javonte, people are saying. And is Javonte going to be available coming back? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. So yeah, to answer that question, someone asked, Michael Carter over Javonte. Javonte, I would say after week 4 could be the workhorse running back. He's got to take that job away from Melvin Gordon. He's got to prove to the Denver Broncos that he's the guy. So long term, yeah, obviously Javonte the better talent on paper, but Michael Carter, in regards to a plug and play right off the bat, is at the time being, we're talking June and early in the season even, theoretically is in a better position to get the volume right off the bat. But yeah, I would say Javonte Williams over that for sure. I would go with that. Now, Raheem Mostert, he's going to get some company there with Trey Sermon. Raheem Mostert, I just, his injuries has bothered me. DeAndre Swift, I don't trust as well. I don't trust Detroit. They were flirting with Gurley and other guys as well. I do not trust that scenario at all, okay? Now, I could easily go wide receiver here, secure one. But again, you're talking Mike Evans, who's in a wide receiver committee. You're talking Terry McLaurin, who could get the volume. Yes, Chris Godwin in the committee. Allen Robinson, do I trust that offense? Who's throwing the ball? If Dalton's starting, I don't really like that. CeeDee Lamb, part of a 3-headed committee there. I'm gonna reach here again. Again, we could go tight end here because I feel really good about TJ Hawkins in here, but I don't think Javonte Williams is gonna fall for me. Let's do this. Let's go Javonte Williams here, and let's do things a little differently. Let's have some fun here. So I feel good at running back here. Now I've got tight ends available. I can get quarterbacks. They're available. Wide receivers are available, and I still got an ace wide receiver. I'm good. So, again, having some fun here, taking some risks. And, again, you got to have a backup plan for a backup plan for a backup plan. I literally had no running backs to choose from. Let's take a look. Joey, why did you go for those guys? Well, let's take a look at the running backs. Who am I going to get? Melvin Gordon, who's going to lose his job. Ronald Jones, who's in a committee. Raheem Mostert, who gets hurt. DeAndre Swift, who's in a committee, who's not going to get that volume. David Johnson, who's a committee you can't trust. Chase Edmonds, who they're saying is a starter. Like they said, David Johnson was a starter in Arizona. Then, like they said, Kenyon Drake's a starter. And Chase Edmonds has been a backup, and he sucks, and he's going to start. And then James Conner is there. Like, how do you trust that? Dylan, yes, Dylan could be a stud when Aaron Jones goes down, if he goes down, right? Travis Etienne, again, another guy. But again, you're looking at all these guys in like suspect situations and major committees, hard to trust. Chuba Hubbard could be an absolute stud this year if CMC goes down. Trey Sermon could be a stud. Like, you don't really know. You don't know. All these guys are total wild cards, and you're in a scenario where if that guy goes down, then boom, So who knows? Okay, so First round, second round, third round was Kittle, Allaire, A.J. Brown, Miles Sanders, Justin Jefferson, Darren Waller, Michael Thomas, Michael Carter, J.K. Dobbins, Keenan Allen, Chris Carson, and David Montgomery coming off here at the end of the third round. Starting in the fourth round, Julio Jones, Josh Allen, Kareem Hunt, Mike Evans. I went Javonte Williams, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, and DeAndre Swift coming off. Now, we're at the end of the fourth round. We're going to do all of the fifth round here, but I want to implore you guys to give you guys a fantasy football draft strategy here, okay? Very important. You want to get the most scarce position, which is the running back position in the early rounds. This is very, very important and imperative that you guys do that. Secure the running backs. As you can see, very scarce position, and you want to aim high on the depth chart, and you want to look at guys that are going to get the volume, guys that are going to be the workhorse running backs, okay? A lot of people end up drafting a backup running back, right? They'll grab like a Phillip Lindsay and think like, oh, I know that name is comfortable. When I'd rather take and roll the dice on a guy like Javonte Williams, a guy that could potentially be the starter. So you want to load up on running backs very early, the most scarce position. Now, I've been hearing people saying, oh, you got to go, zero RB. Like, screw you, man. Like, that is total BS because you want to secure the scarce position. And the reason for going zero RB, meaning just going wide receiver early or whatever, and avoiding the running back early, their reason is, oh, they get hurt a lot. Oh, they're in a committee. Oh, it's hard to trust them, right? It's very volatile. That is the reason, and they're using that to go zero RB. I'm giving those as reasons to go robust RB because you need that depth at that position. You need to secure that position. There's only a handful of running backs, approximately 9, that are going to be getting that volume that are not necessarily in a committee, right? Your Saquons, your Zekes, your Christian McCaffreys, your Dalvin Cooks that are going to get that volume. Your Derrick Henrys. There's only a handful of those guys. And those guys go quickly, so you got to secure them. So that's a strategy, and you can wait on wide receiver. There's a ton of wide receiver depth. We saw it last year in the 60-round draft solution where I suggested Justin Jefferson in the 8th round, and he broke out. Now they can keep riding his dick. And I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a ton of guys this year that could be that guy. Jamar Chase, Elijah Moore. There's a ton of guys that are rookies that could really break out this season. And I just did a breakout episodes, so go back and subscribe to this channel because you'll be missing out if you're not, and get the 16 rounds because that's really going to explain everything for you guys all in a nutshell, all in one spot. It's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to probably potentially help you guys win a lot of money when you guys will be light years ahead of the competition in your leagues, okay? So let's go here. Round 4, let's go round 4 again. Julio Jones, Josh Allen, Kareem Hunt, Mike Evans, Javonte Williams, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, DeAndre Swift, Adam Thielen, Kyler Murray. I think there's better quarterbacks. I like Herbert a lot more. Cooper Kupp and Chris Godwin. Starting off the 6th round, Dak Prescott set in prime for a big year theoretically. Mark Andrews here in the 5th round, 2nd pick. CeeDee Lamb, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. You see the quarterbacks coming off the board. People anchoring and acing anchoring their team with an ace quarterback. Russell Wilson coming off the board. Now, we got to take a look at what we're doing here. I'd like to see if a tight end falls. If Hawkinson's there, I mean, they have no wide receiver other than Amon-Ra St. Brown this year. I'm tempted to go Hawkinson here if he's here. Herbert's off the board. I would have liked him here in the 5th round. He is gone. And again, you can see here literally, guys, if I go to quarterback, there's so many viable quarterbacks. Now, Aaron Rodgers, I think a decline is imminent coming off a huge pinnacle year. And I don't know. He's so sketchy this year. But Ryan Tannehill, I mean, Matt Ryan, there's a ton of guys here. I mean, Carson Wentz could have a good, I think a lot of people are sleeping on him, as a backup quarterback with some upside. So we are up here, and let's see if Hawkinson's here. I'd be interested. You know what? I mean, why not? We're in the 5th round. He's an upside tight end. I'm going to go ahead and go Hawkinson here and secure my tight end a little early. Not even early. I don't have to spend a George Kittle 2nd or 3rd round or a Kelsey who's super secure in the 2nd or 3rd round. I went ahead and got Hawkinson in the 5th round. Again, somebody's got to catch the ball there. They don't have any receivers other than the rookie Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I went with Hawkinson here to round out the 5th round, and then I'm going to go look at a quarterback, okay? So that's the 5th round, guys. So are you guys getting it? Listen to what I'm saying. Secure the running backs with the minimal committees early, okay? Get as many of them as you can. You want to anchor your team with an ace quarterback. I talked about the sneaky 7 and 16-round draft solution, and there is a ton of wide receivers later that you can get. A ton of them, okay? You want to feel warm and fuzzy in the running back position very early on. If not, you're looking at, let me give you guys a quick look here. If not, you're looking at like Myles Gaskin. Do I trust him? No. Leonard Fournette? No. Chase Edmonds? No. David Johnson, Kenny Drake, James Conner. Guys I don't trust, or guys that could break out if their guy gets hurt. Alexander Madison, Zach Moss, he's a big question mark. I mean, hard to trust him. They don't really have a running back there, but he's theoretically a running back one, but hard to trust, right? A lot of suspect situations. Chuba Hubbard could break out, right? If CMC goes down. But look at wide receiver here, man. Kenny Galladay, wide receiver one in the 5th round. Do I trust him? Not necessarily, but he's still a wide receiver one. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver one. DJ Moore. I think Robbie Anderson's a wide receiver one there, but still Robbie Anderson's available. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase are available. One of those guys going to be wide receiver one. The reason these guys are falling so low is because there's a little bit of uncertainty and clarification on if they're, some of them are clear-cut wide receiver ones, but some of them theoretically could not be the wide receiver ones. When you're trying to, flip a dice on either T. Higgins or Jamar Chase, it doesn't matter. Grab them late because one of them is going to be the wide receiver one, right? Now, on paper, you could say T. Higgins, but, Burrow could go to Jamar Chase. Now you've got the steal of the draft, right? Because Jamar Chase, his ADP is a little lower and you can get him for free. So I believe his ADP is lower. According to this, T. Higgins is higher. And I think Jamar Chase falls later. Yeah, he's a lot lower. I think he is on the consensus as well. So, there's so much depth at wide receiver. You can literally load up on a lot, but there isn't depth at running back is the point I'm trying to make, okay? So there it is, guys. The first 5 round with listeners. I got to take off here. Subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and I'm giving you guys practical advice that the mainstream is not telling you guys. Nobody's telling you the strategies that I implement, and these strategies work. They're super effective because you have a backup plan for a backup plan, and if you guys like the idea and you like the thought process, get 16 rounds. You'll be light years ahead of the competition where I go over everything and I give you the answers, okay? All the optimal players drafted each round based on opportunity, volume, talent, depth chart. Everything is laid out for you in the 16-round draft solution. Subscribe, thumbs up, guys, and get it. And, of course, fantrax.com/FFC to host your year-long leagues. Go sign up, and if you guys want in on the mock drafts, you got to be signed up and look for my story mode on Instagram. Turn on notifications there to be eligible to be in these mock drafts. I'm out, guys. Thank you. We'll talk soon. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.